Hey guys, it's Yishan here on the second take of this deck profile. I failed the first one, and I am here with my friend Colby Ying, who managed to get top 8 at the Remote Duel Invitational qualifier with a Kit Kat Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc Bird Up deck. He was the only bird up deck in the top 8, and there was 4 Dragon Link, 1 bird up, 1 Grand Maju, 1 invoked Mech Knight, and 1 virtual world. So he was the lone star there. And so Colby, how are you feeling now that you got your big top here?
Feeling great. Ever since these remote duel events have been coming out, I've been able to play more. Because like being able to play was like less accessible where I once was, and I've been like bubbling out of Top Cut like in these past extravaganzas, so it finally feels great to come out on top for an event.
Sounds good. And yeah, if there's any event to come out on top of, this is the one. Um, so I guess we can get right into your deck profile. If you have any cards that stand out to you or were key in certain matchups or certain games the other day, feel free to let us know. And I guess without further ado, I'll let you get started on your deck.
All right. Let's start with the Lyrilusc engine. I played 3 Warbler, 2 Cobalt Sparrow, 1 Sapphire. 3 Warbler is pretty standard. It's your starter if you open like your Fractal. 2 Cobalt is fine. 3 is too many. 1 is too little. I feel like if you open one of the Cobalt Sparrows, it's fine because you get special Fairy Jet, which gets you durable access, which is amazing. And
Hmm.
then the Sapphire Swallow usually, if you hard draw, it's not live unless you have the full combo, so you just want to search the one.
Right,
Let's go
right.
to the Tri-Brigade engine. 3 Fractal, 3 Norval. That's standard in any like Tri-Brigade variant. I played 3 Karas, 2 Kit. I played 3 Karas instead of like 2 because I'm playing the Rescue Cat engine, so I feel like I need more beasts in deck in case I did draw them.
Hmm, hmm.
And then let's go to the other beasts. I played the Bear Statue and the Apex Avian for obvious reasons, for some Morg, and I played 2 Rescue Cat.
Okay, so yeah, why two? Why not three Rescue Cat?
I So the deck has already a bunch of stars in Fractal and Nerval and Tenki, so that's plenty. That's plenty, but sometimes you just don't open them, right? So the 2 Rescue Cat just helps facilitate more stars. Uh, 3 Rescue Cat I feel like it's too many because you usually go through at least a Karis and a Kit in a turn if you are able to play.
Hmm.
And if you open one of the Rescue Cats, the other Rescue Cats are probably dead because you're running out of Beast in deck.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely
So
true.
if you're playing 3 and you open one in the later turns, those other 2 Rescue Cats are not live, or like it's not optimal to normal summon them at that point because you have so many loaded beasts in graveyard. You rather normal summon the Tri Brigade.
I see. Okay, okay. Fair point. Fair point.
And we go to the hand traps. Play 3 Ash Blossom, 3 DD Crow, and the Ciphering package.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. So okay. Sorry, I was
it's
going to ask you
still
about your
very
hand
standard.
traps. I would assume Ash and Gamma makes sense, and you still chose
Mhm.
to go with a three DD Crow. How did that feel throughout the tournament?
Yeah. Uh, since the format's changed, a lot of decks right now are really reliant on graveyard. We look at Dragon Link. Funny enough, in my top 8 match against Elise, game 1 she normal summoned Safer and immediately DD crowed it after tributing and it stopped like the whole turn. So for like Dragon Link, it hits like rockets for your boot sector for the boot sector launch, Striker Dragon, and the Chaos Dragon package.
Hmm.
Uh, right now Dino is very popular, so hitting the Misk is huge.
Hmm.
uh invoke Shaddoll and all that stuff, and hitting the Alistair is also huge because usually if they open the second Alistair, they're good, but like if they only open one Alistair, like you're stopping invocation completely.
Right. Right. Right.
And then Gamma makes sense. You have a lot of instances where you can activate Gamma on your own turn with like Tanky, Rescue Cat, like or Normal effect, Grave.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
but it's also just the best like hand trap gun second.
Yeah. This is definitely a really strong card.
Alright, that's it for the monsters. Head on to the spells. Play 3 Tanky, pretty obvious Search for Fractal, 1 Rendezvous for the kit, 1 1 for 1, a Monster Reborn, Foolish, Call by the Grave, power one ofs, pretty standard for like combo decks. And then I played 2 pots. Shout out to Chris, my brother. He let me borrow these pots. They came in very clutch today for consistency.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask you. So, I think a lot of players would like to know how many did you banish, and what did you usually banish with the Pot of Prosperity?
Uh oh, I always banished 3 off Prosperity. There was only one time I banished 6. That's because I really needed to dig for a card because my hand was like all hand traps or like extenders, but no actual starter.
Hmm.
But most of the time, your hand has enough starters where you're just looking for like an extender or like a power one of just to like solidify your hand. And going second, it's just amazing to look for your board breakers like evenly and like heartbeats.
I see. And what did
Uh,
you banish from the extra deck? Yeah.
Going first, usually I banish the Assembled Nightingale, the Zeus, and depending or not, if I had Gamma in hand, I would banish the Omega. If I had Gamma, I would obviously keep the Omega in case like a draw or something,
Right.
and I
Right.
would usually banish a Shrig or a Fairjet, just
Trig
like
or
one of the extra
Fairjet.
copies.
I see. I see. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, and then the last card in the deck I played the 1-0 for Kit as well.
Great. Okay, so I have a couple of questions about your spell and trap lineup. I guess the first question is, how did you feel? How good were Tri-Brigade Oath and Rendezvous throughout your day? Did you?
Rendezvous for just amazing. I I only hard opened Oath once, and I opened Rendezvous once. The thing is, if you open Rendezvous, it's fine because you can still activate like in damage calc
Hmm.
if they try to attack or start damage step when they try to attack over and still banish it during damage calc, so it's fine.
Hmm.
Uh, but like the Rendezvous really helps solidify like your bad hands. Like if you only open Fractal, so you
Right.
can
I
still
see.
go Fractal, send normal at Kit, normal summon, and link off for the Simorg, still ending on Berry Statue plus Rendezvous. And
Oh.
you only hard lose to like any deck that naturally has winds or like board breakers such as Droplet.
Hmm. Hmm. And how did you feel? I noticed some players like Foolish, don't like Foolish. Some players like Monster Reborn, don't like Monster Reborn. You played both. How did you feel about the Foolish and the Reborn?
I feel really Foolish was pretty good. Most hands was just sending the Norval Art Kit just for extra material in case I didn't open Fractal.
Hmm.
Right. Some hands I just opened like Cobalt, Foolish, Rendezvous, and like some hand traps. So the Foolish was like a Fractal in that case. And so just having like the 7th copy of Fractal is just great.
I see. I see. And how about the Reborn? Did you draw that
Uh,
today or the yesterday?
I did draw it, but Reborn never really came up, I want to say.
Okay.
It came up. It came up one game where I played through all the like interruptions and like the Reborn was the last card in hand, but they had like I forgot what it was. They had something in hand, but like it was the last thing I needed to like try to break through the board, and they just had the answer. But like Reborn's pretty good for going second, or just going first in general, like if you get the beard or something.
Okay. Okay. Very, very interesting. Um, well, how about we move into the side deck? And I've already noticed it's got a lot of two of, so I'm sure a lot of players are going to be asking maybe the theory behind the two ofs. And so, yeah, if you could let us know
Uh,
your thoughts on your side deck, we'd be appreciative
yeah,
of that.
yeah. Like Kyle, I also like the two of side deck theory.
Right, and well,
Three
can you
of
explain to us what the? Oh, yeah, sorry, you're probably about to do that, but yeah, if
okay.
you could explain to us what the difference is or what that theory is.
All right, so the problem with 3-0s in the side deck is sometimes you draw multiples and multiple copies are dead, right? Like, if you draw multiple copies of Ash Blossom, the second copy is dead, like during going second in that turn, right? Whereas like if you open like one Lancia, one Droll, it's much more impactful than opening two Lancia or two Droll,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? It also cuts on the fact that I can get away with 2-0s because I'm playing Prosperity to help dig for those cards.
I see. That's an interesting point. Yeah, so it seems like to me, a lot of it's like you're trading off a little bit of consistency, but you also get a lot more flexibility. For example, like let's take a look at the hand trap lineup. If you were playing three of every hand trap, you would have to pick two out of the three hand traps. Now that you're playing two of, you actually get three options. you get to play an extra different hand trap
Yeah.
for a specific matchup. I do think that is actually very interesting, because maybe something that players should look more into. I think back in the day, people used to side two ofs a lot more. Now it's a little less common, but who knows? Maybe it could come back in style. So this is very interesting. Okay, so let's take us through. How about the cards in the side deck now?
The other thing about siding hand traps is, this is a combo deck, right? So the deck is already built very, very optimally. It's really hard to side deck like some cards out, right? Because you want to keep like your three ofs. You obviously want to keep like your fractal and durable. That's definitely staying as a three of.
Hmm.
Tanky. I usually side that one tanky just to cut some consistency, but like everything else is like it's a perfect ratio where you don't want to touch it. So having the option of two ofs rather than three ofs of a hand trap makes it much easier to side.
I see. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, okay.
All right. So hand traps, or sorry, side deck. Play two Lancia, two Joel, two Nibiru for hand traps. I never sided Nibiru today. I didn't play like any heavy combo. I felt like versus Dragonlight, I just felt like I'd rather side in like things that would just stop the turn completely. Whereas Nibiru, they can still end on potential negates.
I
And then
see. I
like
see.
and versus like like the Bird Mirror, Nibiru doesn't do much with the open fractal Warbler.
Right. Yeah.
You're stopping like the early Appaloosa, but they're still gonna end on like Barrier Statue's Appaloosa anyway.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
like yeah, you can there's something to attack over the Barrier Statue, but if their hand is really really good, they could just end on, or if their hand's bad, they can end on the Smorg plus Ancient Warrior and bounce to the mirror anyway.
Mm,
So it doesn't do much in the mirror as much you would think.
I see.
Atlantic came up huge today. Was expecting a lot of Invoke and Dino. I played against two Dino and Swiss, so it worked out.
Very nice. Very
And
nice.
Lancia also just works against Dragon Link in some cases because of Red MD, the Chaos Dragon package, and all that.
I see. I see. That makes sense. Okay, cool. So those are the hand traps. Glad to hear your opinions on those. How about these spell cards here?
I played two Cosmic, one Heartbeat Feather Duster for back row, along with two evenly matched for back row matchups in general. Was Eldritch didn't get hit at all last ban list, so I was expecting a little bit of Eldritch, but I guess format has changed and we're not seeing as much Eldritch as I thought.
Interesting. I was the same way. I thought for sure there was going to be a bunch of Eldritch. Didn't see a single one. I found that interesting too.
Hmm.
Um,
Still side it because I'm expecting like some other back row decks, like I played against Guru round 3, so
mm,
that worked out. Let's go into the rest of the side. I have one Imperial Order, one Reboot, also for back row, and then the two Solemn Judgment. So the thing was in this, most of the side is for going second,
hmm.
and I felt like I just needed like some side going first to really solidify my board because at that point, game 2 and 3, they're gonna be siding more back row or more cards that like actually out the board like evenly and Dark Ruler.
Hmm.
So I needed cards to like combat those, right?
Right. And so I guess a question I think a lot of players ask is Judgment versus the Harpy's Feather Storm. So it looks like you chose Judgment here. By the way, for the viewers that don't know, Harpy's Feather Storm is the trap card that's sort of like a VFD if you control a winged beast. So obviously you chose the Judgment here. What were your thoughts on the differences between those two cards?
Uh, Yeah, I have the Harpy's Feather Storms like somewhere, but like my opinion on Harpy's Feather Storm is that it's not as good as it is. If you open the full combo, then your only fear if you open full combo is Nibiru plus Gamma, right? And if your opponent open those, then you kind of just like respect the fact that okay, they opened it, right? They're a good player. But like if you get Nibiru or just like Gamma, like you're fine. So Harpy's Feather Storm doesn't do much. You rather because your board is already probably solid enough where you only lose to like a droplet plus Dark Ruler. So
Right.
playing those like the Storm isn't like a good side deck card because it doesn't help you progress your board as well as you unless your opponent just completely blows you out.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's only good when you get completely blown out, but on average it's not as good as people think it is.
I see.
Judgment
Okay.
is just more Judgment is just more consistent for solidifying your uh going first board, along with the fact that dying judgment goes second against a control deck is fine because you're not on like a 1 turn clock. You're on like a 3 turn clock against a control deck.
I see.
and using judgment on like the correct card will win you the duel.
I see. I see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that sounds good. Extra deck. If you want to take us through that real quick, it looks pretty standard, or there's probably a few choices that I
Yes,
want to ask about. But yeah, let's go take a look at the extra deck.
yeah, this extra deck's pretty standard. There's pretty much like only one flex spot like throughout the whole like trying to like revise this entire deck
Mhm.
ever since like Kyle made it popular in December.
Mhm.
But we have the one link Kuriboh for your Norval in case you only open Norval.
Uh huh.
So your Norval play. Ancient Warrior because like the best link too.
Uh huh.
Just to summon off any like just blind like Tri-Brigade.
Mhm.
Two Pharaoh Jet. Uh, one Harpy Conductor in case you just open the bad play. Harpy Conductor is just broken when you open the word Fractal, but like at minimum you just go normal banish two and make your Simorg link.
Mhm.
So yep. Uh, the one Rugal. Rugal comes up a good amount of times when you do to make your Appaloosa, but on the other hand, like if I'm against a backroad deck, I will consistently try to make the Rugal Shuriken board.
To do the the Rugal Charade board where you special summon something back with Rugal and then banish that board.
Yeah, because Barrier Statue isn't doing anything in that matchup.
I
There's
see.
no
I see.
point.
That's
And,
a
and Appo is doing as much if it's like 5 aggro. So
right. Right. Oh, that's a okay.
uh
I like that. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, the one Doom Eagle for it's like the only it's the best Link 3 option. But it's also win.
Mhm.
There's many points where I just end on Suborg plus Barrier Statue and I need to kill my opponent the next turn.
Mhm.
And Doom Eagle just OTKs.
Right. Yep. Yep.
Some more link for obvious reasons. The one Appo and two Shuriken. Two Shuriken really comes up in the grind game. Uh, but also because you just go through one in the Fractal Warbler combo,
Mhm.
so you need a second one anyway.
Mhm.
One Summon Nightingale and the Zeus pack. So Summon Nightingale for the Zeus package, obviously. Versatile Starling because yeah, it's good.
It's part of that. It's part of that.
and
It's part of that combo. For those of you guys that don't know.
yeah, and then this is like the only flex spot in the extra deck, which is the one Omega.
Mhm.
Uh, some people were up. I think like in the past streams with you, some people were asking about Lambda,
Lambda. That's
right?
a yeah. That's an option. Cross Sheep is also an interesting option. But yeah,
Actually,
how did you
interesting.
feel about Omega?
Yeah, Omega came up. Played. Omega came up like a couple times. I mostly just banished it off of the Prosperity,
Okay.
but I was also scared of some Dalmatica if it did come up, and if they're playing Maximus, because a lot of people aren't playing extra X space for Maximus targets.
Mhm.
So the Omega just helps me like, just put stuff back, interrupt graveyard, or just like make sure I don't lose as much off the Maximus
Mhm. Mhm.
if it did come to it.
I see. Yeah. Um. All right. Well. Thank you for the deck profile, Colby. Is there anything you want to talk about, or any shoutouts you want to give, before we sign off?
Let's hear me out. I already shout out my brother for the letting me borrow Prosperities. I'd like to shout out to the Chica boys for giving me your energy and supporting me all this time. And I love you guys. We can probably talk about matchups now.
Okay. You want to talk about your matchup? Yeah. Let's go for it then.
Yeah, sure. Round one, I play against this Grandmaster guy. I don't know. His name was like Yishan McNabb.
Trash player.
Something like
Trash plays. Easy
that,
2-0.
right? Yeah, easy 2-0. Dude, who plays Win Kaiju? What is this? Oh wait, funny enough, one of my friends who was spectating a lot of the matches, he kept saying that like every match he spectated, there was the Godarla.
Oh,
Everyone was like prepared for Bird Up.
yeah, I mean, no, it's I think well, if you're gonna play a kaiju, the wind one is to play this format, because it kills the
Yeah,
wind barrier statue. So
it's funny because Godarla went up to like $15. This is like exactly what happened to Gamestiel
yes,
back
yes,
back in the day.
crazy, I know.
Gamestiel's $15 because it was the weakest kaiju,
Yeah, yeah.
and now we play Godarla because we have to.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, so yeah. Sorry I beat you, Yishan, round one, but I'm glad you pulled through and got the top eight with me.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. Round two, I played against Sala, who's playing Dragon Link. Game 1 and 2 went as expected. Like he went, whoever went first, like had advantage game two. Uh, game two, like whoever went first had advantage. Pretty like standard like combo versus combo.
Mhm.
Game three, I just completely bricked.
Yeah, that
I
happens
open, I
sometimes.
open, I opened Driver, Gamma, Ash, Crow, Berry statue.
Rip.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I think and his entire hand was all just like play stars and extenders. Like he didn't have any board breakers. So if I literally just got to resolve Berry statue, I just won that game.
Uh-huh.
It was just unfortunate. Round three plays against Guru. He opened like the nuts board game one. He opened Extrav, Guru, Hidden City, Res Fusion, Ice Dragon's Prison.
Yeah, I mean,
Like just the completely nuts hand.
yeah,
He
you
ended
can't
on
lose.
Dragoon,
Yeah.
Guru. Yeah. Game two, I went first. I made like that Rugal charade board and just it's on Apex instead of Berry statue just to completely control my opponent.
Mhm.
And then game three, I opened double evenly.
There you go.
So yeah, works out. Round four, playing against Dino. Round four was unfortunate. My opponent actually DC'd game one,
Oh, really? I see.
and we had like a 20-minute judge call, and like the judges were like talking about it for a long time, and like there was a spectator there, and it was actually Donovan.
Okay, and
Right, right. But like I told the judge like I know the person, but like he's remaining neutral in this and all that. But like eventually the judge gave him the game loss because it was like in the end it was he that DC'd. Because
right.
initially he thought I DC'd and like it was like a he says she says moment. But yeah, unfortunate that he DC'd, but like in this kind of tournament I guess we take those.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Round five, I play against Bailey in the mirror
Ah,
match.
yes. And what happened there?
We just completely just didn't open like full combo. We kept just opening like very mediocre. Actually, sorry. Game one, I opened like okay, and
Uh-huh.
like got to make the full board, and like I couldn't like kill him for like the longest time. So he tried to break my board slowly and slowly. Eventually, I won that match. Game two, we just didn't open combo. We just opened like blowout cards like Lancia and Evenly. He opened the Harpy's Featherstorm.
Uh-huh.
So like it was literally just like we weren't making progress on the board. And then yeah, and then game three, like we just ran out of time. Like I got to make the board, but there was like 2 minutes left on the clock, and yeah, we drew.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and then round six, playing against Dino. It was a really good match. I won. Did I win die roll? No, he won die roll. He opened the Lost World Overraptor,
Mhm.
and he went Misk. He sent Misk, gave me the he summoned Overraptor, added Misk, gave me the token of Lost World.
Mhm.
Sent Misk, and then he went Overraptor effect, target the token, protecting with baby. I ashed the baby effect, and then resolution DD Crow uh the Misk,
Mm.
and then I kind of just like comboed from there and beat him that. Game two, he had it looked like he had like a full combo. He had Overraptor Misk in hand, but then he just set two pass. It was
Huh.
really weird, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
Right? And I opened the full combo. I opened Fractal Warbler and all that, right?
Uh-huh.
So I went Fractal Sun Cobalt, Special Warbler, Special Cobalt, and they flip Summon Limit.
Good card. I might have ran a few of those in my deck, yeah.
And then he also flipped Rivalry. And you're wondering how I won through that. Well, he cleared my board. I remember. It was like normal summon Rescue Cat, summon two beasts, and then just link the. Oh no, wait, no. No, turn one was like normal summon cat. Normal summon cat, special two, and then he flipped the rivalry on me. Make
Mhm.
Farrajet. There was no summon limit yet. The next turn there was a summon limit. My bad.
Mhm.
But I just slowly won that game because I actually left those two cards on board. I just went normal summon normal banish for Shrig, and then
I
just
see.
control the game of Shrig. Yeah.
I see.
I it was weird because it looked like he had full combo with Overraptor plus Misk, right? I
Mhm.
opened two Lancia at the start of the game and just like expecting him to do like to pop off.
Mhm.
But at that point where I just summoned the Shrig, I just make sure he never summoned UCT because that's the only way he would like come back to that game.
Right, I see. Okay. Okay.
Right. Right. And
And
then
that was
yeah,
your last Swiss
no.
round?
Yeah, that was a lot in the Swiss, and then
Okay.
played top 8 against Lisa Davis, playing Dragon Link, and uh, expect how it goes. So I already said game 1 earlier when normal summon safer. I DD card the safer when they added Black Dragon, and that kind of just stopped the entire turn.
Mhm.
Uh, game 2 was actually unfortunate. I remember. The game ended off. I did have a good hand, but they only ended on Seal Pass. I went normal summon Karas. I tried to attack over, contributing, bouncing the Karas, and I have the effect from deck. Oh wait, no, I remember now. They start with Chaos Space, and I drolled on the Chaos Space, so they just end on Seal Pass. Yeah, yeah. So I went normal summon Karas attack, bounced it back, tried to summon. I gammaed the Seal Effective Special from
Mhm.
deck, right? So and then I made Omega. I kept it on board because I was trying to put back the white the Reverser back into Graveyard so they wouldn't draw off Chaos Space, and they topped that Gamma.
So they gammaed your Omega.
They gamma my Omega, and then the game just went out from there. My hand was bad where I couldn't combo, and that was like my only play because I'm pretty sure their hand was it was 2 cards in hand and their top deck, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm pretty sure their hand was there was a boot sector launch in there for wait, no, there was no boot sector because they didn't search it. I don't remember what it was, but I was trying to play around like a boot sector launch plus rocket in hand.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because essentially, like, if it was boot sector launch rocket and like another normal summon, they had to commit their normal summon, right? But theoretically, they wouldn't be able to play.
I see,
They
I
wouldn't
see.
like be able to kill me that turn. But the Gamma just solidified everything. Because
Right.
if I put back the Wyvern Burster in grave, they don't have the Chaos Base to draw one, and that's like I don't have to deal with a 4th card in hand.
Mhm. Mhm.
But yeah, I lost game 2, and then game 3, uh, complete brick hand, and then they opened Lancey plus drop it. So like no matter what, I wasn't even gonna win that game.
Yeah, Lancey Droplet's pretty good against this deck. So, but hey, hey,
Yeah, so yeah, that was
top
it.
8. Honestly, that's the most important thing because you're gonna get a nice fat gift box from Konami. Gonna be on stream
Oh
April
yeah.
10th and 11th. It's 2 weeks from now. So I am looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing you there.
Mm.
Uh, so yeah.
I'm excited to see that caricature.
Yes, that would be cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Take a good picture, and you can use that caricature forever. It's yours to keep. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
well, thank you, Colby, for coming on. Um, I appreciate the talk profile. People are always asking me for Bird Up, Lyrilusc Tri-Brigade, Kit Kat, and so you are providing the much requested content. So I thank you for that. Good luck at the Remote Duel Invitational, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Alrighty.